Hello, beautiful soul tribe. Just wanted to share this with you. I just drew these two cards for myself, actually. Well, I didn't actually draw them. It's that type where you shuffle the deck and they literally just jump out. And I was pretty wowed by it because these are two very important crystals to me. The Celestite, over here, was one of the very first crystals that I got, because actually when I first started on my path with crystals, I used to hear the names of crystals in my dreams, which was really hard because I was all new to it, and half the time I didn't know how to spell them. So to research what that is was quite a challenge, but so I'm pretty sure Celestite was the first one that I heard, and this was the first piece of Celestite that I got. Although I must admit I don't work with it all the time. It's not one of my most well used crystals on myself or other people, so maybe it should be. But it was there at the beginning in that time, so it's always around. I have pieces around. I have this piece in my sacred space all the time. I thought at the time it came to me because I'm highly clairaudient and it's really good for that. But in this deck, it talks about Celestite being a stone of unconditional trust. And I must say, it does feel really good at this time for me. A good crystal to use to try and up my universal trust. Unconditional universal trust. Trust in the universe is what I'm trying to say. And Astrophylite is one of my favourite crystals. I'd say top 5 crystals, definitely, for sure. It wasn't one that was right there from the very beginning with me, but yeah, I remember I had some work done with a shaman once, and they asked me to bring an object that represented myself, and I brought this Astrophylite sphere. I don't know why. I just really resonate with the Astrophylite crystal. It's beautiful stones. You see there, in its tumbled form, it's got flashy blue bits, gold bits. It's very similar to Numite, or Numite, however you want to pronounce that, but they are different. I think Numite's got more silvery pieces in its raw form. Very sparkly. Sometimes lots of white pieces. But yeah, I definitely recommend either of these crystals in general. Don't worry about what it's for, just you need to get them, basically. But the message is all about going through shamanic type death, and I know all reports of people that do readings or astrological reports usually about, oh, we're letting go of the old, shedding, bringing the new. That's the general, I get bored of hearing that from people, but this is just really resonating with me at the moment. Sorry, I can't get focus back on this now, because I do feel like I am stepping into new, and lots of us are stepping up in whatever it is that we're doing with our lives, in our relationships, our jobs, careers, all of it. Really ready for this change, and it'd be really a big shame if you let that little ounce of fear hold you back from what we're on the edge of. There you go, there's the focus. Yeah, so who else is having a daring rebirth at the moment, and who is finding it hard to trust? If you are, this would be a really good combination of crystals to keep with you, to work with, to meditate with, to keep around you, to keep by your bedside. I've never, as much as they're both really standout crystals for me, one being one of my favourite, one being one of my first crystals, I never really worked with these together. I just wouldn't have put them together without a reason, and obviously this is a good reason to. And I feel like, yeah, they do actually work really, really well together. So this is the, what is this called? The Crystal Mandala Oracle. Thank you, Alana Fairchild, for bringing this really good combination to my attention. So I just thought I'd share this with you because I feel like this message for me, is also a message for the collective at this time. And it's a really lovely deck, and she's got some messages, prayers, little sections of writing at the end of each card in the guidebook for things we can say aloud. So I just thought I'd share those with you. I'm really sorry if you can hear my children in the background. So for Astrophylite, she says to say aloud, or to listen to me tell you, I choose of my own free will, through this and any lifetime, and through all layers of my entire being, to approach the shadows with love, gentleness, light, and determination. I choose to confront and release the fears holding me back from the fulfillment of my divine potential. I wish to embrace daring divine rebirth. I am willing to let go of who I have believed myself to be, to discover and unveil more of who I truly am, through divine empowerment and unconditional love. So be it. And there's a further piece on the next page that says, may divine love bring comfort, grace, protection, and assistance to all beings going through any experience connected to divine rebirth, according to unconditional love, divine mercy, and in service to the divine feminine wisdom evolving through humanity at this time. So be it. So yeah, I do feel like there is a lot of us going through the same thing at the moment, and don't let people make you feel bad about you shining. There'll be lots of people that tell you, oh, you've changed, but yes, change is good, change is inevitable. Maybe you're changing into more of who you really are, and if people don't like it, they got to get used to it, or just let them go. And for the Celestite, and also a question I get quite a lot, Celestite is not the same as Angelite. It's a completely different mineral. Angelite is a trade name, gemstone for, I can't remember the actual scientific name for the stone, but basically this is not Angelite. The tumbled blue stuff that you get that looks like blue calcite, that it's called Angelite. That's not Celestite, completely different. And I really wanted to read the Celestite little prayer for you, but I can't find it in the book. I'm sorry if this is a really rambly, ranty, boring video, but you've got to do what you're called to do. So, just read the last little bit for that one. The message of that I'd like to share with you is, may unconditional trust empower divine grace to flourish in the world, bringing relief and peace to the hearts of all living beings, according to divine compassion and in service to the great divine plan of love unfolding. I trust the divine unconditionally, and my trust opens the flow of grace, protection, assistance, and love into my life. So, which crystals have been with you since the beginning of your crystal, spiritual awakening, whatever you want to call to it, the beginning of your stone path? As I said, Celestite, one of my very first ones, along with blue hemimorphite and Danburite. They were the first three that I got told in my dreams. So yeah, what were the first crystals that you purchased or that you were drawn to? Let me know. Okay.